I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Today is COVID test day. I'm getting a COVID test here in the United Kingdom. You may be asking yourself, what's it like to get a COVID test in London? What are your options? What do you need a COVID test for? Today, we'll go through a few of those points. First, to address why I need a COVID test. In case you're wondering, I am feeling fine. Everything is A-OK. But I need a COVID test for travel purposes. I will be leaving London and leaving the United Kingdom here as of tomorrow. That being said, that does not mean that the adventure is over. I think the most exciting part yet of our entire adventure will start in the next vlog. But today we need to get a COVID test to make sure that that all works out okay. So I've booked a test. There's express testing here. It seems like a variety of different stations. I'll be going to the Victoria station to get that test. Still want to see Westminster Abbey, a bunch of statues. We'll see how much more London fun we can squeeze in today alongside the COVID test. Let's get to it. It is just a smidge rainy this morning. I've gotten really lucky with the weather the whole time, but a bit of rain here for us today. We'll see if we need to switch to the medium odd. And the place I was looking for breakfast, I thought was right across the street here. At least on the maps it looks like it is, but I'm not seeing it. Oh yes, the Travel Cafe, there we go. That little gray building at the very end there. We'll see if we can make our way over there, one way or another. Take a look at this, the Travel Cafe. Plants, coffee and happiness. Definitely seems like they got the plants covered. Let's see how the coffee and happiness looks, the food on the inside. As it turns out, they don't do food. I'm not sure if they no longer do food or, you know, the Google was just wrong, but I mean, there were pictures, so I guess they probably just stopped doing food. See if I can just grab a sandwich from Pret up here. Pret Manger. I'm not even sure what those are, but they're coffee shops. You know, I'm not sure what it means, but it's another coffee shop out here, and then we'll make our way. You know, I was looking at the options there in Pret, and I saw a little sandwich, but then I figured to myself, you know, I was looking at the options there in Pret, and then I figured to myself, why not try that other spot, Barbarella's again, give the business to a small business, see if they have a larger menu, those kinds of things. So let's drop over there, take a look. And you know I liked it because I'm back to try some more. Let's see what else sounds good today. So I was in and out of there in about 20 minutes, and it was nice to sit down. They recommended I sit down, grab a seat, and I'm like, you know what, why not? It's nice to take some time and relax. Even though I'm trying to see it all in such a short period of time, still worth taking a break every now and then. Had some tasty coffee and their all-day breakfast option there. I was also the first one, only one in the restaurant for the majority of my meal, first half at least. So it was nice to be there, bring them some business. And it was a different team here today. You know, the two owners, seems like, who moved here, what, 13 years ago, I think she said, as opposed to the team member they had yesterday. So nice to meet them as well. And they got good food, I must say. Now let's make our way onward. Now, on what I can only assume is Westminster Bridge, since that's what it says on the bridge. Take a look at the beautiful view behind us here, walking towards Big Ben. I'm excited to get a nice close footy look as we move closer. The London Eye on our right over here. Really, really nice to see the views around us. It's not the easiest day for it with all the rain, but still absolutely beautiful to see. I'm glad we're taking the time, and I'm glad I got my warm gear here too. You know, stay nice and bundled up as we look out the beautiful views on our left. It's really, for me, you know, being on foot is like one of the greatest ways to see these things. You know, there's no windows in the vehicles. You can take your time, pause, and take it in. But it also makes it trickier in terms of the weather and your foot endurance, depending upon how much you like walking. So, things to think about. And we have made it to these beautiful sights in front of us. Would you take a look at that? Big Ben, probably the closest we'll get for a long time. Under construction, so it's kind of sealed up in there, but nice that we can walk past it on the ground. Houses of Parliament, I believe, directly here on our left, and Westminster Abbey just ahead. A very attractive part of town, if you will. You know, lots of attractions and sights to see, tourist stuff. Big Ben, I was told, or I heard, I think, that it was the bell and not so much the clock, like the Elizabeth clock maybe, and it's Big Ben and the bell on top. I'm not sure I recall exactly the story, but one of the biggest icons, if you ask me, to that United Kingdom sort of sightseeing and tourism. To me, this is one of those things that lets you really know that you're in London. And here you have it, the Elizabeth Tower, also known as Big Ben. It's currently undergoing essential conservation work. We expect the works to be completed by 2021. Well, it's gonna be a little late. Here he is passing directly next to him, Big Ben and the Elizabeth Tower. You can see in there, Houses of Parliament. I read that they were still open for touring. I think you might need to make a reservation. I'm not sure what the cost is. Don't think it's included on my tickets, but I don't know You know, I only have one more ticket day, but I know I have to do Westminster Abbey. I think it should be right across the way here, but I'm gonna have to come back for that one after the COVID test because I scheduled that test decently early here in the morning. Only have about half an hour left till that scheduled time, and I gotta walk over there as well. It's not all that far. The whole walk from where I'm staying to this area all the way to Victoria for the COVID test is about half an hour. So we'll see how much further I have to go and figure out how many more photos I want to take here before that. And then we'll come back maybe for some more photos afterwards because there's so much to see in this area. Kick-starting us off right across the way. You know, I saw it from the bus the other day. Of course, again, you've got Big Ben. I appreciate all those lights back there. But the icon here, iconic Winston Churchill, the legend, huge impact on the world we get to enjoy today. Beautiful statue there honoring him, and so many more up ahead once we cross this street here, which will be momentarily. Look at that, a beautiful statue honoring Churchill here. Look at that with cane going on. You can see he's got that jacket, staying warm in the UK cold. The castle behind him, or the Abbey behind him perhaps. Beautiful, beautiful sight to see, and so many more ahead of us too. I love this little statue garden here. And this whole area is a really nice one, iconic indeed. So thank you, Churchill, for all you did. I appreciate you. And let's see the rest. In addition, we have David Lloyd George here, the one right behind Churchill. And there's many more ahead, but very cool to see him here too. And I like the different poses that they have. Next on our tour, Ian Christian Smuts, looks like. I can't say I know who this one is, but looks like he's maybe a military with that uniform going on. And the circle just continues. You have Viscount Palmerston right here, Viscount Palmerston, and so many others. You know, I'm gonna try to catch them all, but I've got to make my way to that testing center as well, so maybe I'll come back for these. They are pretty close to me and on the route anyways. Across the way you can see George Canning, and right here it looks like a derby. Look at the bottom of the statue in the House of Commons. You have Derby right there. It looks like making some presentation. It's actually nice. They give you context what the people are all about here. I've got to go back and forth, I think, in order to catch the ground level ones. I think this is Gandhi right here, if you look at that. We've got Beaconsfield. I'm pretty sure this is Gandhi right here. I think, yes, Mahatma Gandhi right here. Would you look at that on the ground level? There's one on that side as well. Looks like you've got Millicent Garrett Fawcett here. I think she was the women's rights activist. And last but certainly not least, you have, looks like Peel. I think that says Peel. Can't say I know who he is either. But on this strip for now, actually, oops, would you look at this one more? Is this Nelson Mandela over here? I believe it might be. Let's find out. Test David's knowledge. Indeed, Nelson Mandela. Give me some credit here. I'm doing all right, right? And ahead of us, the Westminster Abbey up that way. It's a nice first pass of this area. Nice to see these statues, get some photos, and we'll come back for the Abbey in a moment. And the beautiful view of the Westminster Abbey and the shop right on this road as we make our way down. 10-minute walk to Victoria Station, or so. Maybe it's closer to 15 from here. I've been walking this one mostly just trying to stay warm, but to give you a little bit of the views, you've got office buildings, shops, you've got there's covered areas from time to time, which is quite nice, and shops on that side as well. Overall, not a bad walk. Nothing particularly amazing to see, but it's more city, suburban, you know, not too packed. It looks like this is Westminster Cathedral. Very cool to see. This is another stop on today's tour if we get the chance, but right now we're making our way. We'll come back for this one though. Should be on route as well, but you know, I'm gonna shoot for the Abbey first. Right across from the Victoria Palace, Hamilton here. May I call this Little Ben? Is that quite all right? Little Ben here. Beautiful colors. I like that. It looks like reminds me of the classical royal colors. You know, the red and black, kind of like the Beefeaters wear. Very nice. Little Ben here. And just like that, we've arrived at the massive Victoria Station. Let's find our spot.
Say all.
The mouth I hadn't done before. Is that specifically for, I guess I've only tested in the States, so makes sense. I mean, at least it wasn't nose into my mouth, you know, at least it's mouth into the nose, you know. And just like that, we are done. Always a fun experience, COVID testing. But glad we got it done, and hopefully all will be good for our upcoming trip. Excited to share that with you. You may think it's as simple as heading back home, but there is an exciting trip trip around the corner. So hopefully we're all good from that testing perspective. And now we can get back to the fun. Let's go see the Abbey. And that was really quick. I was surprised they do a mouth one. And apparently the guy was saying, oh, people are surprised when they come from other countries that you do a mouth and then nose with the same swab, which I then thought of afterwards. I'm like, oh yeah, that is weird. But better to smell your mouth than to taste your nose, he said. And I think that's quite right. I agree. I found out this is actually called Little Ben, which is really, really cool too. Let's make our way back. Again, passing the Westminster Cathedral. It would be cool to see. It would be cool to see, but I'm trying to prioritize, and Abbey comes first. Even though this one is here, I can come back for this one another trip. I think it's a free one, whereas the Abbey, it's on my ticket, so I gotta do that. And we have returned to the Windsor Castle. I'm not sure if this is the entrance. Quite a few people standing out here, but we'll find our way inside momentarily. Spectacular building. Excited to take a look, and we'll see what I can share, if I can share. So I'm not sure yet if I'll be able to video. If not, we'll see you on the flippity flop. We'll let you know how it is, if so, and I'll see you in there. What a beautiful street view, indeed. Just stepped out of the back route of Westminster Abbey here. You can see they've got signage for the cafe and the restaurant, and I have to figure out the way to get back to the street and see more of the sculptures, but amazing to see all of Westminster Abbey here. What an incredibly beautiful, gorgeous abbey. You've got infinite number of sculptures. I believe one of the largest sculpture sites in Northern Europe, they've mentioned a couple of different times. You have so many royals buried here, so much memorabilia and commemoration taking place. I loved to see everything in Westminster Abbey. It took quite a while as well. I was in there for a couple of hours, so I got to see so much, a lot more than I was expecting to see, and really, really glad I took the time to see it. You know, it leaves you with a reflection. It leaves you with a sense of peace and of faith and of honor and remembrance. Really glad I had a chance to walk through that one and experience the environment. And I was not allowed to take video, but I did take quite a few photos, so hopefully I can share a few of those with you here. Now making our way back to the Statue Fun. See if we can find Abe Lincoln and a few others. On my maps, we have on my left the Supreme Court. Very, very cool to see. Supreme Court building. You can see some beautiful architecture on the front. And this is where Abraham Lincoln is. He was across the street from the rest of those sculptures. And there might be someone else next to him as well. You can see those are the rest of the sculptures. That's how I managed to miss him here on the first pass, but found him this time around. Beautiful to see Abraham Lincoln commemorated here as well in abolishing slavery. And you can see he has that eagle on the chair behind him. Check him out. Abraham Lincoln. I think he's the biggest statue here, which is very nice, very impressive indeed. Here we have George Canning. Cool to see, and I think maybe we've seen them all, but also Cromwell is down that way, so I'm gonna see if I can find Cromwell as well. So I think I said Beaconsfield on this one earlier, and I walked around it, and turns out on this side it has information here about Benjamin Disraeli. I believe it was he looks like Earl of Beaconsfield, as well as I think he was a support to the Queen or something like that. I don't even remember, but really, really cool to see that one here. And I'm not sure why that one's backwards, but now we know. And then moving onwards, this one a little bit trickier to find. You have Oliver Cromwell tucked back that way. Hopefully you can see him pretty decently there. Let's see if I can get you a good shot. There it is, right in there. Oliver Cromwell. How's that? You see they have him a bit removed from the rest. I wonder if that has to do with him. It sounded like overthrowing one of the kings. That's what it sounded like in the Abbey back there. But really cool to see him there too. Glad we're seeing him as we walk by. Even more statues seems like further down this way. But I want to be off to grab some food here shortly as well and see a few more sights today. A few more statues. It's easy to miss even behind the construction right now. You have this gent on a horse. I'm not quite sure I know who that is yet. Looks like Richard the First, most likely. Yes, it appears to be Richard the First. Beautiful, elegant sculpture there on the horseback. And on the other side we have George V, it looks like, in front of the Abbey. Beautiful to see both of these sculptures as well, and less likely to stumble upon. I believe our dining destination is through the House of Fraser, so let's take a look inside the House of Fraser. It looks like a giant shopping mall, which is nice, and check it out. Now it's time for the Tea Terrace, our lunchtime spot for you and me. You can see beautifully decorated if you're looking for a fancy stopover. Nice tables, and look at those, even carriages out here for seating. Very, very nice to see. I think we know what we're doing already. I think we're just doing traditional afternoon tea so we can try it all, but we shall see how it goes. It's quite an extensive selection process. I have to choose 2 sandwiches, choose some scones, choose one of 17 types of teas, and it is something like 25 plus pounds, but I guess I have to try it, have to experience it once, at least I'm told, so we'll give it a shot. I'm gonna do the smoked salmon, chicken, yeah, let's do that then. Cranberry white chocolate, and the ginger. Maybe I'll try the chocolate vanilla. Starting us off in the tea terrace here, you can see a very regal venue. We've got our teacup here. We've got this elephant right here. Take a look at that little elephant. It's gonna have our tea in it, and looks like a nice, healthy size of cream there, so we can stay creamy. Let's give it a shot. And here we are. Take a look at this beautiful presentation with your sandwiches on the bottom. You've got your scones in the middle. I went to the white chocolate and the ginger. You've got the salmon and the chicken sandwiches, and your desserts up top, as well as your cream and your jam on the side here, or I guess your scones, the clotted cream. Let's dig in, let you know what we think. Not even sure how to do this. Let's just start with some tea. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not a bad tea. Chocolate and vanilla. It's good. I'm pulling out the plates as I go for them. Not sure if that's the way you do it, but cheers. It was a tasty sandwich there. I enjoyed that smoked salmon. Good amount of salmon in there. And take a look at these plates. Beautiful. I want to say Chinese style plates here. We'll see the decor on the bottom in a moment, I'm sure. Yes, very nice. 2 nice sandwiches here, I must say. It's like a chicken salad sandwich, but a regal feel, formal, fancy feel. A nice and fancy sandwich. Let's try these scones. I think they said they were warmed. They're not as warm as that first place, what was it, Cutty Sock, but they're warmer than the other ones. They're somewhat warmed. Let's give it a shot with the cream, ginger here, and then the white chocolate. Yes, a very nice ginger scone indeed. So far, quite pleased. I enjoy the venue. Again, nice fancy feel, the sort of destination perhaps. I'd bring a lady at some point, but nice to try solo as well. And last but not least, the desserts. We'll give these a shot. We have a little bit of tea left. It's nice. I got about 3 cups, but I did just top off a few, so maybe a little under 3 cups. A very nice experience overall. And the desserts are quite tasty as well, I've got to say. Overall, a very nice experience. Fancy, regal. And I mean, it was pricey considering what I eat, but not bad, I guess, compared to other tea spots too. An elegant venue indeed. I love the carriages. I love the big chairs. And my seat over here, a little quiet seating, is nice as well. It's all good. And very nice atmosphere. A beautiful venue indeed. Really, really cool to see. You've got these beautiful chairs. Had my nice seating over there. And delicious food. Most definitely glad I had a chance to check this one out. Just leaving the tea terrace now, and it is 3 p.m., a little past 3 p.m., so spent a lot of time in there. A very nice experience with so many cups of tea, so I'm going to need to take it easy for a while. And I only have so much time left in the day. Hoping to make it next door to the Westminster Cathedral. Let's check that out. And I'm not sure if I mentioned House of Fraser has a nice bit of merch as well. You've got some cool stuff in there depending upon what you're looking for, like 4 levels, including the tea terrace, of course, which is nice. Continuing our way onwards now to get more sights. And here we are, the Westminster Cathedral. Not to be confused with Westminster Abbey. This one, I think, is more actively used for services and such. Maybe more of a public service venue, and not so much the spot for coronations, but it's still a lovely building. Let's see if we can take a look, and I'm not sure if I can take videos here either, so we'll find that out in a moment. Making our way back outside now. What a beautiful cathedral. So glad I had a chance to see that one. You know, you might not think of it because you have Westminster Abbey right around the corner. You're thinking, well, it's so much more significant than Westminster Cathedral, and perhaps it is from significance perspective and from how we may know it, but unbelievably beautiful and spiritual place here at the Westminster Cathedral. I absolutely loved that feel. It felt so special, so peaceful and spiritual and quiet, and it was overall a fantastic place to see. So I'm really glad I made the drop by that one. Now to make our way onwards to our next destination here. Got to figure out how we're getting there, but Buckingham Palace. See the Victoria Memorial statue and whatever else we can catch out there as we make our way onwards from here. Great stop. Let's check out that one too. taking the path through this outdoor shopping mall, beautiful outdoor shopping mall, to get to our next destination. I like that they've got this glass over us. I think it keeps us a little bit warmer from the wind and all of that, and the rain if it were to rain again. But I tried going up the escalators. Seems like a dead end. There's restaurants up there, but can't get through, so going around here. But nice to just check the place out. And just like that, we're here, Buckingham Palace on our left. You've got some apartment-style homes on our right, and you can see the Victoria statue in the distance. That's where we're heading up here, is to check out that gardens area. Not doing the palace specifically. I'm not even sure it's open to visitors today, but the gardens should be. Very ornate gates here as well. You can see the crowns on them, the gold. Very nice to see as we step through, along with everyone else. So it's open. At least I don't have to worry about that. A beautiful view of Buckingham Palace on our left. You can see the beefeaters standing out front, and other guards, a couple of beefeaters, a couple other guards. You've got the beautiful building, and the gates, I think front gates are open maybe for, I don't know what they're open for, we'll find out. And there is the Victoria statue in the distance. So let's go take a closer look in the gardens. The ornaments on the castle are beautiful. You can see those front gates, this gate right here, beautiful ornaments. And you have the unicorns and other animals up top as well. Plenty of people taking a look out front of the castle just to enjoy the scenic view out here. Very nice to see, but also seems busier. I'm here to catch the Victoria Memorial. Let's go take a look. Here is another visual of those icons, the lion and the unicorn on the front. You can see some guards marching inside. Definitely a popular spot here, so I'm glad I caught Windsor. As we make our way across, I think you've got the same concept here with the different sides representing countries and different types of business and science. And take a look around us now in the beautiful Victoria Memorial statue area in this little circle. This one reminds me a lot of the Albert one. I think this one compares in size to Albert. Beautiful. Although I'm not seeing the commentary regarding the countries here on the lower levels. But you can see we're circling gold up there. I think that's probably gold Victoria, as we saw gold Albert. And look at this pond surrounding it here too. Wow. Inner circle was more stairs, I think, but this one's got a nice pond down here. You know, it looks like I was mistaken. Looks like Victoria is in marble beneath the gold. You have another icon on this side, and I'm thinking Victoria is maybe sitting below some angels or something. I'm not quite sure what the gold is above her, but beautiful monument here to Victoria. And it's a nice day too, nice and temperate. A good time to come take a decent look at the monument here. In the inner circle, it says Victoria and then Regina Imperatrix. I believe the Regina was what we heard meant reign, like, you know, queen, she reigns. I'm sure it's probably Latin as well, maybe talking about her being one of the early women to take the position. I'm not sure. But beautiful to see this monument up close as well. A few people out here sitting and standing and such, but yes, very, very nice to see indeed. Around the Victoria Memorial, up that way, I believe I'm looking at the Victoria Memorial Gardens here. Beautiful flowers around us. Nice little garden area scenes. There's this little rail here, so people shouldn't walk in there. But it's beautiful to look out at. And someone must tend this, of course. And you can see it's beautifully maintained. I think it might even loop around a couple blocks too, like two of the sides. Whereas the other two are the Buckingham Palace itself. Very, very nice here. Addition to that Victoria Memorial. Take a look at this beautiful gate here. I believe we're looking at the Canada Gate. You can see it says Canada right there on the side. So it's indicated on the map as like a major landmark. It's really, really cool. Very impressive gate here with that gold inlays. I love to see all the little details here at the castle. It's so ornate and so royal. It's beautifully done. Beautiful view from up here as well. Love to see Victoria from this perspective, as we're a bit further back in the Victoria Memorial Gardens. I think it goes quite well with the monument, with the area. Makes for a beautiful sight to see, and a very nice picture indeed. I do love a beautiful, quiet-ish destination to stand back and enjoy London. You can hear the cars moving, but plenty of space around me as I consider my routes in the walking back direction. You know, I forgot to charge my phone battery charger yesterday, unfortunately. And let me share the view while I share this with you. I used up all the remaining battery in that battery charger for my phone, and now I'm on my last 30-some%. So I'm thinking about trying to do the Imperial War Museum a little closer to my hotel and all that as well. but I also don't want to be left without phone battery, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm thinking I will walk along the Diana Memorial Walk, which I believe is ahead of us in that general direction. A couple different ways I can go up here, like a left or a straight, I think, but both get me back in the right direction. A beautiful day indeed, and we'll see if we can squeeze in that war museum. And take a look at this map I found in front of us. A couple different routes we can walk. You've got the Diana Princess of Wales Memorial Walk, which takes us on the way we are now. Maybe it's on the other side of the street, actually, but the red one is where we are now. It's a Jubilee walkway, so either way, go this way, and maybe we cross there to the Blue Bridge. Yeah, the questions are there regarding the best way to get around. And then the other route we could take is Jubilee. That would get us back as well. Yeah, either way, I think we're in for a nice walk. So, it's a bit confusing. I think maybe the walk was over there, but it's also over here and down this way too, it seems like. I think it's like 7 mile route or something. But let's walk down by the lake. Why not? If we have our choice, may as well be near the water. I always enjoy that. And here we are by the Royal Parks waterway. Look at that. Beautiful ducks over there. I think it's really a unique styling of them, you know, with the lighter colors, the nice orange beaks, bright orange beaks. And we get to walk along the water on this memorial walk with the parks behind us and more ducks behind us. Look at that. Beautiful sights to be seen every way we look. Some of these birds are just incredible. Look at this gent right here. The green legs. He's got his yellow and red beak there. Blackbird. There's so many of them. And there's a bird like right next to that person on the bench over there. Really, really interesting how active they are, how close they are to people, and the variety that you can find here. It's a beautiful park to just walk along for a relaxing spot. I'm not quite sure what buildings we're looking at in the background, if that's just more of the city, or if we're looking at like Parliament, for example, and other governmental buildings or other political buildings. A really lovely walk, might I say. Again, relaxing, fairly quiet, a nice peaceful way to enjoy London. I guess maybe a less touristy part, comparatively to the castle, for example, where a lot of people were. Look at these plump and juicy birds here. Beautiful. Very nice looking. Look, they're showing off for us. They're like, oh, check out my tail. I'm just going to squat here for a nice little picture. Indeed, yes. And the Blue Bridge is what I came to this area to see as well. I know, yes, it's interesting, right, ducks? Oh, the dog wanted some duck. Well, we're good. You guys are all right. Anyways, yes, I want to walk across the Blue Bridge, and so that was something I came to see as well. Is it worth it, Mr. Duck? No? Is that a no? This one's like, yeah, maybe. Here it is, the Blue Bridge, more crowded indeed, but you have the beautiful water view on both sides, this side and the opposite, with the London Eye in the background. Some birds having fun in the water. Wow, would you take a look at this? Churchill War Rooms, 5-minute walk that way, it seems. I'm not sure if that's part of some sort of exhibit. You have the Household Cavalry Museum, 8 minutes that way. So many things on this board here, wow, but we're going to continue in this direction. James's Park, St. James's Park. Oh, it looks like a station as well in 4 minutes this way. Spikes on the top, maybe to keep the birds off of it. But very nice. Nice stroll as we continue in this direction. Actually, maybe we go that way. I googled and found the Churchill War Rooms were both ticketed and closed, but I am strolling this direction regardless, just to be able to enjoy some more of the park. And it is very enjoyable indeed, just for a recreational stroll. I like this kind of thing, right? Peace and quiet, beautiful nature and sightseeing, right up my alley. But what about you? What's been your favorite part of the London adventures and the Ireland adventures too, if you care to share? Let me know in the comments below. Let's see what you think of the next one. I think the next adventure is going to be your favorite. But I love this perspective too. Beautiful pond on our left here. And I think they call those Duck Island cottages over there. Would you take a look at this beautiful Clive, Robert Clive, I believe. Robert Clive statue here, memorial, in the middle of this park. I just exited the park behind us. I was going to make a left, but just stumbled across this Clive memorial. Very nice to see. Again, sculpture statues everywhere you might not expect. I like when directions are easy. I have the Institution of Mechanical Engineers here. I'm going to make a left and then just keep on until I cross the Thames, or the Thames. So you can see Big Ben already. It's a nice, long, straight walk for a bit. And the next building here, the Institution of Civil Engineers. I personally just really appreciate the architecture here, right? You look at the little sculptures on the top of the buildings, the designs throughout. It's beautifully decorated. Hopefully something that you can enjoy as well. But those are my kinds of things. You know, the beautiful sightseeing, architecture, the water, and nature. It's all beautiful. And what a beautiful country we have here. I'm enjoying it more and more as my time passes, and as I learn to take it relaxing and a nice pace and not worry too much about catching and seeing it all. And another beautiful sightline on the walk back. We're on the bridge yet again, enjoying these views. One beautiful hotel I've passed a few times on my way, the Park Plaza Westminster Bridge. It's a clue that I'm getting close on my way back, and maybe one to consider, depending upon pricing and all that, if I were to plan another trip. I must admit, with the blue and the purple lights, and they change, oh wow, that this tunnel does look quite cool at times. That's nice with my hotel right around the corner. I might push for the War Museum. So I'm doing it, I'm making a shot for the War Museum, just so I can see one more beautiful London icon, London Museum while I'm here. Excited to take a look at this one right around the corner. And if my phone dies, then hopefully I can get back without directions. It's really just one turn here, so should be okay, right? From here, it seems, the signs will take me, free admission, IWM Museum up ahead. That's probably it, right through this park area. It seemed that way. So only one turn to remember, Dave. Just make it right up here. That's all you gotta do, buddy. All right? Okay. This is the Geraldine Mary Harmsworth Park. You can see a little park area here, which is nice. And it seems like I can go through this way to the museum in the back there, just to get off the street, enjoy some peace and quiet, enjoy some grass, and see if there's anything special to see in this park area. Very nice. If nothing else, just a walk through. Is this a former compass? Or time? It's a former clock, isn't it? This is how they used to tell time? I think it is. And here we are, Imperial War Museums, north entrance, west entrance. So, do I have to go north, or can I just go in this way? We'll find out. I'm going to take a quick look around and be a part of it, just to learn about that history. Look at these massive cannons here. Wow, very impressive, indicating the front of the museum as we look to make our way inside. North entrance right here. We've got some signage for safety purposes, all kinds of good stuff. Seems like there's some outdated signage, but that's cool too. It looks like we'll start on deck 0 with the First World War galleries, move up to the Second World War galleries, and see so much more as we move upwards. There's a shop right behind this wall here, and I'm looking forward to seeing as much as we can here in the museum. You can see Churchill right there. Wow. Beautiful memorabilia already. Let's take a look.
Prime Minister Herbert Asquith's government issues an ultimatum to Germany. Withdraw your troops from Belgium. There is no reply. At 11 p.m. on the 4th of August 1914, Britain, with its vast global empire, declares war on Germany. 28th of June 1914, a Serbian-backed terrorist murders the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. 1 month later, Austria-Hungary, with German encouragement, declares war on Serbia.
Gas was repugnant to me from the very start. Now our enemies have it too.
The Allies seek to bring Italy, the former ally of Germany and Austria-Hungary, into the war on their side. Planned to attack on the Western Front. He would gamble on winning victory before the American army was ready to tip the balance of the war against Germany. French, British and American armies was placed in the hands of French General Ferdinand Foch. Meanwhile, Ludendorff ordered a new attack, which threatened to smash the British forces in Flanders.
What an amazing museum so far. Absolutely incredible. Love the interactivity. Love to learn the history. There's just so much here to take in. I feel like I could have spent a lot more time here, but I'm trying to make the most of what remains of the day.
We arrived about 7 miles out with the infantry landing ships.
Amazing to see this exhibit here. We made it through World War I, World War II galleries. Absolutely incredible exhibits all around. I didn't get a chance to touch any of the upper floors. Next trip, perhaps. But what an incredible place. Just amazing history here. Amazing interactive, different informational booths. It's really an incredible place. Definitely worth a stop. Really emotional, heartfelt place too. So learn about that history and hear about kind of what life was like. It was just, yeah, incredible all around. That was an amazing museum. I mean, wow. So much to learn there. I'm learning about the France defeat in World War II, how rapidly that came about. Just the whole like changing of powers and why, you know, Italy and Japan switched sides, if you will, from World War I to World War II. Amazing history here. I'd love to take more time to go back and look through that one. It makes you think about so many things too, right? Like you think about nationalism. I think we have some great support for our country in the States. And at the same time, you think about how scary nationalism can be kind of when it's out of control, right? When you think about nationalism in other places. It's interesting, you know, interesting kind of world balance and how all that works. But what a beautiful stop. So glad I saw it. I'm telling you, I could spend so much more time there. And maybe at some point I'll get the chance to come back and continue to revel in all of the amazingness that is that museum. But this time around, it was this short hour and change visit, and they're closing up, and we'll be back to see it, I'm sure, in the future. Oh, that one is worth a stop. You're in the area, you like museums, you like history. It's an emotional and insightful and informative and interactive journey. That was a great one. One of the best museums, if you ask me. And this is another interesting thing I learned about England. They do share some things with us. Look at this, like miles per hour. I heard that maybe they were considering changing it with the EU, but yeah, they kept a lot of these things. I think maybe they had to switch over for a while, but then they didn't change things like their cars. I don't know, but really, really cool to learn more about the city and the country here. Back in the hotel room now. I don't know if I even mentioned breakfast. Another delicious day, I must say, from Barbarella's. A great spot, very tasty with the beans there and the bacon and the sausage. Everything really well done. I like that. I made a little sandwich myself out of my bacon and my eggs and my all that other good stuff. Great place. 2 for 2 for breakfast for them. Maybe I'll grab a quick one of them in the morning when I gotta roll out quickly. Or maybe I'll try another place. There was somewhere else I saw. I was like, oh, maybe I should try the hot cross latte at Costa Coffee. Really depends on how hungry I am, how much time I got. I'm gonna be in a bit of a rush. I mean, I gotta get up early, so I might be in a bit of a rush. We'll see how that goes. But delicious. Barbarella's 2-time champion for breakfast. But overall, I gotta say, it's a nice one. Thanks so much for helping me make it an amazing day today. Don't forget to make your day an incredible day as well. Focus on the positive vibes. Look for the silver lining in everything you do. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay informed of future adventures coming your way. I think you're going to love the next few adventures I'm going to take you on. Next several vlogs. Gonna be amazing. Until next time, play on.